students select a peer to speak on their behalf. Today, representing the graduating doctoral students is Sahar, Naghibi, Khamnei. Sahar.
Hello, everybody. And hello, classes of 2023, and congratulations. My doctorate of naturopathy, my doctorate of acupuncture, and acupuncture and oriental medicine. Today marks a significant milestone in our lives. It signifies the transition from student to physician, at least in our hearts as we await our licenses. And I'd like to start by honoring each of our timelines that brought us here. And I invite you to think for a moment, all the way back to the very beginning, about who it was or what it was that brought you to Bastyr, or naturopathy, or traditional Chinese medicine. For those of you in the audience, if you ever want to hear an awe-inspiring story, ask a naturopathic physician how it came to be that they chose this field. Just because of the nature of the field and it's the path less taken, usually money and status are not the biggest driving factors. So it has to be something else where the pull is just as strong. Based on the stories I've heard from my classmates over the years, they all have similar and common elements. The stories often involve serendipitous factors beyond their control that some might use words like divine fate, Kismet, Bastyr, Sudba to describe. But another common theme is a hero's journey, where someone overcame their own health obstacles, or they witnessed that of a loved one. And perhaps through taking a non-conventional path, they found hope where they were told there was no hope to find. And they wanted to devote their lives to the healing arts to expand the kind of medicine they wanted people to have access to receiving one day. For me, my aunt Heidi Felton was a Bastyr graduate, and she suggested this program to my parents during high school. And for some reason, they let me fly across the country, and I visited the campus. I spent a beautiful summer there, and I met Dr. Shelby. That was my first naturopathic physician, and that's where I first saw the interaction between a naturopath and a patient, and I was witnessing the trust there, the laughter, the tears, the herbs, the drugs, the science, the soul. They were even talking about eating a colorful diet to feed the microbiome. This was a decade before we even knew the word microbiome in common medical jargon. And that's when I knew that's the path I want to take. And so now, fellow graduates, if you'll indulge me in just one moment shared together with our eyes closed, I wonder if you can tap into the pull of what first brought you here. Can you tap into that feeling you had when you first arrived to Bastyr so many years ago? It's a full body sensation. You were lit up, excited about all the possibilities of what medicine could be before you told what it ought to be. You can open your eyes. Tapping into whatever that pull was, whatever that feeling was that brought you to this path is not insignificant. That pull is everything. According to the Sioux Native Americans, becoming a Lakota medicine man or a Wikasawakan was not simply a matter of acquiring the knowledge and knowing the properties of the medicinal plants, but it was about having an inner vision, a force within called the Naghibi, or a spirit that was connected to the universe. And it can't be described because it can't really be seen. It can't tangibly be felt or tasted, but you know when it's inside of you. And you can't describe it, but it fills all of you, and you feel that power surge through you like a flood. And that pull, that Naghibi, connected them to the life force that flows through all things, enabling them to help heal others in whatever capacity that they could. And this connection and this sense of purpose determined their suitability to become a Wikasawakan, a wise medicine man. So, 5 years ago, we all came to Bastyr. We were like plopped into the middle of the woods in the state park and taking like 29 credits at a time. That sounds like a wilderness survival show. It was tough, but we found our way through. And then we were immersed in this new community of like-minded friends and exceptional faculty, teachers, supervisors. They had the same vision we did. They were dedicated to the same vision. And together we dove deep into our education to learn about this elegantly designed machine that is a human being on a macro level, on a micro level, in states of homeostasis and not in states of pathology. We explored naturopathic philosophy, we learned about the innate nature, the healing force of nature, the vis medicatrix naturae, but we also witnessed it on a cellular level in subjects like immunology, histology, physiology, and biochemistry. And we went beyond the theory. We learned physical exam skills, we listened to each other's heartbeats, we practiced taking blood from one another. I even examined some of your stool and urine. It was intimate. And so we finally took our first round of boards. We were eager, we finally passed, eager to get into clinic. And then all of a sudden we were in clinic and we realized now we're really a part of a team in charge of taking care of people's health. And we realized what a responsibility and honor that is. And then, no matter how detail-oriented you were, how much of a planner you were, came the biggest wrench in all of our plans, a global pandemic. And so much of our medicine is in person, tasting the herbs together, the healing touch, therapeutic presence. But we found a way to make it work through telemed and online classes. And we each learned about resilience out of necessity. It was tough, but we found our way through. And so we continued on. We learned our clinical sciences. We learned about each body system, each modality, naturopathic therapeutics, craniosacral, homeopathy, physical medicine. It was like a tasting menu of modalities. I like a little bit of this. I don't want to ever do that. I like this. And so we were discovering our affinities clinically, but really we were actually discovering ourselves. Some modalities just resonate with our souls for reasons that we can't explain. I fell in love with botanical medicine in a real deep way at my time in Bastyr. Be in the classroom, we'd be learning about mushrooms and the reishi mushroom, and in the afternoon I'd just be so excited to go outside into the woods and see if I could climb a tree and find reishi and forage it and really learn about it, and sit with it, and harvest it, and make medicine of it. In our counseling classes, we learn not only how to sit with patients, but how to sit with their suffering. And you can't really be good at sitting with someone else's suffering unless you can sit with your own. In our personal lives, we lost loved ones along the way. And relationships ended. And in the best way we knew how, we held space for that grief. And we kept moving forward. It was tough, but we found our way through. And now, we finally sit here in our seats at the end of the road, almost to the end of what one medical school has to offer a student. But speaking of gifts, I'd first like to invite all of the graduates to look under their seats at this time. Yeah, what? Do you think that I'm Oprah and I'm going to give you a giveaway? No. There is no more searching outside of ourselves. The final gift resides in the heart. Bastyr has provided us with the fertile soil. Amen. It provided us with a fertile soil and it nurtured us from mere seeds of potential when we first arrived. It created the right environment for us to blossom into physicians. And as I look around at my colleagues, I see a garden of biodiversity with different specialties, different affinities, different ways of practicing. And just as there are roses and fruits and vegetables in a garden, each of us brings a unique contribution to the field. And I express my gratitude to Bastyr for providing us with the education, the experience, and the container necessary for growth. That foundation is the gift that keeps giving. The more time passes as we leave here, we continue blooming and showing more of our essence, just as the sweetness of the rose and the vibrancy of the pink petals show themselves and reveal themselves with time too. So in closing, my dear classmates, now esteemed colleagues, let us venture forth into the realm of medicine as the renegades that we are. Naturopathy is not just a profession, but it's an intelligent, energetic force that moves through all of us. Remember that pull that first brought you here. That is the intelligent force of nature working through you. And as long as we all stay true to that core feeling, the medicine and the peace lives on through us. And let us spend our days bringing our patients closer to their own truest nature so that they can find their path to blooming and to their utmost potential as well. Our timeline has showed us that we can clearly overcome tough challenges. So let us brave the next steps of bringing our medicine to the world, and let us hit the ground running because it's our time to shine. Thank you, everyone. I wish you all the best of luck with board exams, and I'm so grateful to know you.